Hi, this is Roger in Finland, and today we're taking a look at how to color grade, or actually color correct, Slog3 footage from your Sony A7 IV, nice 42 10-bit footage, using color space transforms from Slog into something else. So for the impatient ones, even though the whole video is going to be pretty quick anyway, we're going to be using 4 nodes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. In the very first one, we're gonna add a color space transform. In the last one, also a color space transform, and we're gonna do a couple of tiny adjustments to the middle nodes. In the first one, the input color space in this case is YRGB from Sony, because I was shooting with the A7 IV in PP9. PP8 would be YRGB Cine. Then the input gamma is then Slog3. We're gonna go to Arri White Gamut 3, and we're gonna go to Arri Alexa 3. And then in the very last node, we're then going out from the same Arri thing and the same Arri log to, now it says timeline, but let's go out with Rec 709 and Rec 709. If you would go out with the Cineon thing, then would you be able to use some of the film look LUTs, but that's maybe for another video. That's about it. That starts to look good. This is too bright because I overexposed correctly. The image. So that's just the offset. That's the beauty of this method. I don't know why I'm talking so much, because this is for the impatient ones. And this looks good. How are the colors? This looks fine. No need to adjust anything. One, no, less. And we're done. If you were worried that using color space transforms as a fancy thing, it's complicated and it takes a long time, I had a timer on, so you saw when I stopped it. And that was quick. Let's take a look at, is this image like accurate? So I'm gonna open the vector scope. Let's put it bigger so you can see it. I guess that the skin is where it's supposed to be, but let's maybe just add a window to make sure that the skin tones are what they are supposed to be. Let's set the circle, my face, which is where the skin is in my case. There we go, skin tones where they are supposed to be. And now you might be thinking, yeah, but this is a controlled environment situation. Let's take a look at a bit less controlled environment. I'm not gonna do anything but just copy the grid from one clip prior. This looks good. This looks like it looked yesterday evening when I was out filming this. This is maybe darker than I would like it to be, so I would just adjust the offset to make it lighter, but that's it. It didn't have a ton of contrast, the situation, so that's how it really looked, which was pretty. Another situation, how much color grading do we need to do here? Yeah, none. You can do a lot of things, and you can really push this image to different directions, because the A7 IV shoots in 4:2 and 10 bits, so it will allow for it. So you might want to lift shadows here. Maybe more, I don't know. Maybe you want them a bit higher, and maybe you want your blues to have more saturation. Hello, blues. Oops. Hue versus saturation. Let's take some blue. Let's have the blues. More blue. You might want to do this. But now we are on the creative side of things. What I wanted to show is that very easily we can get a good looking, color accurate, color corrected image without having to think about what shape and form has the Slog3 curve has, and how do I need to manipulate a, I don't know, a color warper matrix to make the colors look good. It's called color science because there's science behind it, and let Davinci Resolve and the software do the work for you. One node to get from Slog to something else which is easy and nice to manipulate. The reason for the Arri thing here, it's because it's personal preference, but the controls of offset, the curves, how they behave after this node, because I'm working on the Arri color space, it feels nicer, feels more natural, it feels a little bit easier than some other color spaces. And then, because we were working on that set Arri color space, that's where we go out from set color space into Rec 709. And in the middle, do all of your grading and do all of your work and be creative. What I'm trying to help is with removing the uncertainty of a log profile, the uncertainty of Sony colors, or the scary thing about, do I need to interpret color on my own manually? No, you don't. Let the software work for you. Similarly to last week's or last couple of weeks video about ACs, yes, I just shot the other side, just right there. But anyway, the point of this video is not to teach or explain how to color grade from the artistic point of view, but rather how to take away all the science and all the complications about interpreting color correctly and how to get accurate colors, not worries about the S-shape gamma curves or whatever it is from S-Log, so that you can do that quickly, easily, let the computer work for you, and then you can focus on the creative side. Which I don't do that much, but you might. But now there's some less things to worry about. And I showed it a week ago, but I'm going to show it again just in case you just ignore that video or that was not interesting for you. Even if this is a really easy thing that you can do for every in each clip, and now I'm copying here from clip to clip, I would recommend that you have this particular grade or transform just stored as a power grade, so that you can repeat that by just applying the grade. So in the gallery, you can create power grade folders in here, and basically when you grab still, it's saved here with all the information of the grade. So if I have here as a color space transform Slog3, if I have just this removed, now when I apply these grades, I get all the possible nodes. That's useful also because, well, if I would have shot this clip in PP8 instead of PP9, I could still change the S-Gamut3 to S-Gamut3 Cine if I would need to. I can adjust the exposure for this specific clip. If I would have a more complicated grade here with color adjustments and a white balance node before the very first one or whatever else that you're doing, you can still save that as a power grade and apply that in the future, and then do the adjustments to those things that really differ from clip to clip. The color interpretation of a log profile does not change because that's the color science that the camera is using. The reason for doing power grades instead of stills in this particular case is because power grades work across different projects. Stills are only for a single project. I have a video talking about it if you want to know some more details, which I explain most of it here, but that's a really practical thing from Davinci Resolve. But now you've seen how to color grade using color space transforms, going into Arri color spaces when using Slog3 footage from the A7 IV, which is very, very nice 422 10-bit footage. So let's just enjoy it, and I hope to see you next time. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and we're going to see you soon for some more content. Why am I here in the screen again? Some more A7 IV.